How about now? Can you hear me now? Are you there? Yeah, I can see you. I hope you can hear me now. Okay. So I'm yet to go pull up the video on the. Can you see me yet? Let me just be sure. Right. Okay. I'm yet to put up your own video on the stream, but we are live already. So I'm just trying to sort out a couple of things here. So how's your day? How you doing, sir? Okay. Let me put this out. All right, we're good to go. Let me share the link now. Okay, just a moment. Let me share the link. So we are live here on YouTube. So guys, yeah. Okay, guys, so good to be here. So good to be here on the Tech Trends for 2022. So today we are going to be having an amazing conversation here. But first, I want a special thank you to everyone who's joined us already. We have a couple of people who've joined us already. So I want to say thank you so much for connecting. You're very special to us. You're the reason we're having this conversation. We're hosting this class. So just help us do something. Just help us take the link how you got here. Just take the link, share with a couple of other people so we can have more people join us today on this conversation. So it's been a good day, and it's been a good year. 2021 has been a good year, but it's not enough to just have a good year. We need to have an amazing year in the coming year, which is 2022. But I think one of the most way to actually succeed with any plan is to have plans, or to succeed with any goal is to have plans for that goal, and to properly put strategies on how to accomplish each of the goals that you've set out in place. And that is why in 2022, you can't just enter 2022 unprepared without going ahead of 2022 to make plans for the goals that you set in motion. So that's why we're here today having a conversation on how you can effectively maximize the opportunities that is being presented by technology today, the opportunities that is coming out every single day on the tech space, how you can maximize it to scale your business, scale okay, just a moment. Okay, just a moment here. Just let me know if um. Okay, guys, I was talking about Just hold on. Okay, okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Is it still there? Just let me know if it's still there. Guys, can you hear me on? Oh, we have a couple of people who've joined us already. We have Esther. Esther is here already. We have Pascal. Pascal is here already. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Please let me know if you're having a feedback from your end. Let me know if you're having feedback so I can sort that here or an echo or something. If you're having a feedback, just let me know. Uh, okay. All right. I'm gonna put up my microphone for a minute so I can sort that. Okay, there's a feedback. Okay. I'm just gonna put up my microphone so I can sort that. But you know what we're expecting today? So I'm just gonna put up that and give us another countdown so we can. We're back. The noise shouldn't be there anymore. It shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there. Unless there's something else going on, but it shouldn't be there anymore. Thank you. Got it. All right. So today we're talking about all right, I already have okay at the back end, but I'm just gonna introduce him a bit in a moment before we kickstart the conversation. I know you guys already know him. He's an amazing guy in this tech space in sales and marketing. So we're going to bring him up in a moment. But before we do that, I just want to lay a foundation and make a quick announcement before we proceed with the class. So today we're talking about 2022 tech trends and how you can maximize the opportunities, how you can take advantage of the things that is happening already in the background. So today we are expected to have Liberty and okay here, but it's so unfortunate for me to announce that Liberty will not be joining us today on the stream because of conditions we couldn't control, but we'll have to reschedule his class. Now, I'll give you a peep as to what they were supposed to talk about today. All right. So, Liberty was supposed to talk about evolving technology and trends in finances, cryptocurrency, metaverse, NFTs, and all of that, and how young Africans can and African businesses can actually benefit from that opportunity. So he's supposed to talk about that today, but he will not be joining us today because of conditions that we cannot control. So, but we're going to reschedule his class for another time, and we're going to push out the announcement for that section, and it's going to be amazing. I mean, he was really prepared for it today, but we couldn't have him join us today live on this stream. But thank God we have okay here, right here with us. Man, if you know him, if you've listened to him, if you've joined his Instagram classes, or you've joined the different classes he's hosted for Seller, you'll be so certain that today is going to be filled with so much value. So, okay, it's at the background. Okay, I want to say thank you so much for accepting the invitation to come here and be of immense value to us, distribute or share the values that you've gathered over time with us, the lessons you've learned, and how we can apply it in our own personal lives. So today we're going to be having Uke, and who is a result-driven and Google certified marketing consultant. All right. So he is a fluent speaker and trainer on sales and marketing, funnels, digital media, and marketing, helping SMEs, brands, and organizations truly establish their digital strategy. Now, this is not just an introduction. I've seen him do this over and over, and on the space, I've seen him consult effectively for businesses. I've seen the result of what it actually does for businesses. So I can actually guarantee you that this is not a hype. This is actually what he stands for, helping SMEs, brands, and organizations truly establish their digital strategy. So, okay, he's rising as a top leader in digital media and marketing field through his sharing of practical insight to help business owners navigate new media and digital marketing. He's the current sales and marketing lead at seller.co.co. So today we'll be sharing his experience with us and the lessons that we can learn from the things he's been able to learn over time, the things he's been able to do, try out over time. So today we're going to be hosting him and we're going to be having, but before he comes up, I really want to create a background for this conversation today. Now, one thing you must understand as a Nigerian person, or because most of the people who are listening to me right now, over 6 people who are listening to me right now, chances are you're a Nigerian, you're an African, you are in Nigeria, right? So, but what you must understand is we as individuals in third world Africa, we are not playing at the same field as every other person in the world. When it comes to conversations about the things happening in the world in technology, the things that are happening all over the world, the things that are trending, the things that are coming out to improve human life, improve marketing, improve finance, improve every area of human life. When it comes to conversations like that, Africans, Nigerians, we don't actually most times take the lead. And the reason is not because we're not smart enough to take the lead. The reason is not because we don't have the human capacity to take the lead, or we don't have the brain capacity or the skills to take the lead. But most times, beside the fact that our environment serves as a limitation, our mindset in over this side of the world, the mindset of the majority of the population affects or restricts them from actually playing a key role in the conversation, right? But over time, I've learned that if you really want to take a lead in the conversations going on in the world, in the tech world, whatever area of the world, whatever area of the conversation is being held, whether it's in climate change, whether it's in terrorism, whether it's in finance, whether it's in business, if you really want to take a lead, it is a conscious decision that you have to make by yourself. You have to decide by yourself that, okay, this is where I am at, right? And this is what I want to accomplish. So you must make that person's decision to actually step up, irrespective of the limitations that surround you, based on your environment, based on the resources that you have access to. You have to personally make the decision to actually step up and be part of the conversations that is going on in the world. Now, we have a couple of people in Nigeria, a couple of people in Africa who has been able to be part of the conversations being held on the global stage. But these people, they didn't get there because of the infrastructures that is in place by that is put in place by the government, or that is put in place by the society. Most of these people have to build their own infrastructures. They have to build their own skill. They have to build themselves up to be able to actually effectively participate in these conversations, right? So you must understand that for you to play that role or for you to step up to that conversation, you must be willing to make intentional decisions, by intentional decisions to be part of the conversation. So that's why we're having this conversation today on this platform. Now, 2021 is gone. 2020 came with COVID-19. 2021 came also with COVID-19 and a whole lot of struggles that people had to deal with, businesses had to deal with, the people who are into finance, who are into different sectors of life, they had to deal with tourism, hospitality, they had to deal with a lot of challenges. Business owners, small businesses, medium, large scale business, they had to deal with a lot of challenges that came with COVID-19 and the lockdown, right? That is 2020, right? That is 2020. Now we had 2021, and a lot of people had to adapt. A lot of people had to adapt, but yet most people were not able to actually adapt their business. Most people were not able to adapt their business, to adapt their skills to the things that are happening. So a lot of people were pushed out of business, right? A lot of people were pushed out of business in 2021. But there's still chance for these people who were pushed out of business to catch up with the coming trends in the following year. Because despite the amount of our innovations that we had in the year 2020, year 2020 was the year a whole lot of people started using virtual conferencing, Zoom, and a whole lot of that, Google Rooms, and a whole lot of that. Education, the same thing, had to experience an innovation, had to experience a revival in the form of the way classes were held online, right? So a lot of people had to adapt to that. And we had that innovations for people to actually adapt to. But now we're stepping into 2022 and we're going to be having more advancement and innovations that people need to be able to take advantage of. Because the thing about human existence is that the fact that we're alive means that we will constantly develop new ways to execute our businesses. We will constantly develop new ways of finance, new ways of relating with each other. Before we didn't have social media, then we have social media. Before we didn't have augmented reality, we didn't have virtual realities, but now we have them. Now, not just virtual realities, now we have the metaverse, where people can actually hold a concert, people can actually do weddings on the metaverse, and it feels as if it's real. So that is an innovation that has come to stay, that has helped us to improve the way that we relate with each other, that has helped us to effectively manage our relationships and all of that. And even the fact that Facebook is currently developing a tool that allows you to actually feel as if it was physical on the metaverse. So we have a lot of innovations that have come in this year, but a lot of people will be shocked about the new innovations that will come in 2022. So as long as there's life, there will always be new ways that we will develop to actually relate with each other, to actually do business and different forms of exchange. So what is your role in all of this? Your role as a person, your role as a third world native is to understand the trend, the narratives, the trend, the movement of the trend, to understand where the trends are moving to understand, okay, how are things, you should be able as a person to project into the future, because it's not enough to live in the present. It's not enough to live in the present. People tell you to forget the past and live in the present, but it's not enough to live in the present. You have to project to the future in order to be relevant in the future. The people that you see that are relevant today, they are not people who just woke up one morning and decided to do the things that they are currently doing. There are people who had the capacity to project into the future. They had the capacity to project into 10 years. The time Steve Jobs was developing the Apple phone, the iPhone, a lot of people were looking at it as crazy. A lot of people were looking at it as it's insane. How can he say we would use something like that? Because it was against what was currently being used by people. But he had the foresight, he had the capacity to project into the future that there was going to come a time where people will have to advance in their relationship, in their communication. So he developed the iPhone. right? And today we see the importance of that. So as a person, you have to have the capacity to project into the future in order to be relevant in any future that is going to happen. So we have okay here who is ready for us. I'm going to be putting you up on the screen. I hope that is okay and hope you're set. Okay. So I'm going to hide this here. So today, okay, it's going to be talking about, let me just put that on the screen so the people joining can see it. So it's going to be talking about increasing sales and reach in 2022, utilizing trending technology tools and resources to in 2022. That's basically what he's going to be talking about. It's so good to have you here joining us on this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Gift. My pleasure. More than honored and more than happy to do this. I hope I am clear enough and visual enough. Hello to everyone, too. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today.
Yeah, so this is the first conversation we're having on this space. This is the first time we're actually interacting, seeing ourselves. And I want to say that you've been an amazing brother and you've been doing so much and you're an inspiration, all right? And I love the things you're doing, how you're doing the things you're doing, how you've been able to transit from what you were doing before to what you're currently doing. And it's an inspiration for me. So thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank
So,
you.
what can we expect in today's conversation?
Okay, I mean, first of all, by the way, thank you again for that. I mean, I really do appreciate that, and it's always a pleasure to connect and interact with you too as well. So, regarding the expectations for today, I mean, the topic alone gives it all the sense, right? So, increasing sales and reach in 2022, utilizing trending technologies, tools, and resources is a lot, right? So, but basically, I love to would I say compartmentalize my talk. So I'm going to like structure it in a way that it's really understandable for everybody, and just lay out some things that I feel that, or I know that would experience a surge in usage. Some trends, some tools, some strategies that would really be impactful. If implemented in next year. Some of which have already been implemented this year, or people have really began to gain traction in them. So it's just a matter of how well you can further implement it and scale it in the coming year, right? Which is already here, by the way.
All right. Okay. 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 So you've heard it. Most people are already implementing that. So they just
Yeah,
have to increase what they're already implementing. But it is
yeah.
not too late for you if you've not been implementing a lot of what is going to be talking about today. So that's why it's going to give you a blueprint on how you can implement all of that. So if you're joining, please take note that you'll be seeing less of my today because I'm here to learn too, from the coach, from the marketing coach. So I'm going to learn on how I can up my game. This is my pen. I have it here. How I can up my game in the coming year, increase both sales and reach. So I'm going to put you up now. Do you have a slide or something we're sharing?
No, 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 exactly.
Okay. So I'm going to put you up.
Okay, great. First of all, before I even get started, I think I could probably update my LinkedIn bio with all of the new titles I've gotten here today. So thank you for that. And then to the topic of the day, I hope everyone is ready. Thank you to everyone who has joined so far. I see you all. Thank you much. Many, many thanks. Thank you. All right. Thank you for the warm welcome. Let's get into it, right? So now, when you look at the topic, right, how do we increase sales? How do we increase reach? Now, the truth is, while they work hand in hand, there's a place, for each of them. So you really can't get or boost your sales if you're not, first of all, thinking how you can um, expand your reach, right? Now, given, right, there are always, strategies that can help you boost sales from the increasing reach or the existing audience that you have. But the truth is, when you're talking about scale, when you're talking about scale, sorry about that. When you're talking about scale, you basically have to also consider reach, which is increasing your visibility, right? Now, I have some notes here prepared. I love to structure these things so that people don't miss, a bit, right? But of course, it's not going to be like me reading something to you. I'm going to be taking each one and dissecting it and seeing how well it is important, right? Now, when I say there's a place, remember when I said there's a place for each of them, right? The truth is, when you are looking for reach, right? When you're looking to improve your visibility, because the whole concept of improving reach basically has to do with you increasing your visibility, getting more known, getting more seen, putting yourself more out there than you already are doing. And there are fundamentally basic ways to do that, right? That one is like pretty basic, okay? So, and that's the first point of call. Now, depending on the kind of visibility that you're looking for, right, that would lead you or inform the kind of strategies that you use when it comes to improving your visibility, right? Now, let's take an example. Let's assume that you wanted to reach more people within a certain state in Nigeria, for instance. Let us take Lagos, Nigeria. Okay, let's assume that you're wanting to improve your reach in Lagos, Nigeria, increase your visibility in that state. What would happen is that you would most likely want to find ways to promote yourself better within Lagos, Nigeria. All right. So now reach is, it can be quite a simple and broad concept at the same time, because it fundamentally depends on where you are looking to plant, pitch your tent, right? So, um, and I think that it is one thing, like it is very one thing that is very important when it comes to business, right? Improving, like you always want to get more known, get seen, right? Because obscurity is literally the worst thing that can happen to you as a business owner, or the worst thing that can happen to your business. Why? Obscurity simply means that you are not being seen. Nobody knows of you, right? So how can somebody buy? How can you increase sales? If nobody has heard about you, or enough people are not getting to see the work that you're doing, right? Now, personally, and this may not exactly apply to everybody at the same stage, right? But personally, I've gotten to the place where one of the areas where I want to improve my visibility and increase, my reach is to the global market, right? And that is something that I heavily consider as a major trend, a major tool that business owners are going to be looking to explore more of in the year 2022. I mean, like I said, many of the things that I'm going to be saying and I'm going to be mentioning, they are not new. They are not necessarily new, right? So, but they are emerging trends that have come to stay, and you can take advantage of. Okay, so looking at improving your reach for the global market is one big pillar. Now, the reason why I see this as something that a lot of Nigerian, African business owners are going to take advantage of in the coming year is because of the amount of borderlessness, right, that is now present in the business world. We have a lot of borderlessness now. So you find that there's this app that has just been made. It helps you do this, do that globally. There's this platform that has just been launched. It helps you do that, do this, do that globally, right? So that gives you this sense that there's a lot of globalization, there's a lot of borderlessness when it comes to doing business. And how do you plug into that new reality, if you want to call it the trend or a tool, or a resource, whatever you want to call it? How then do you plug? Because these tools exist to have users use them, you and I. All right. So which means that you want to have a strategy to be able to use it, to be able to actually make use of it. So one thing that I would say, one trend that I see happening is improved global visibility for businesses. Now, um, whatever you're currently doing now, the fact is that there is somebody out there in a different country, in a different destination, that most likely already uses your kind of service, and would also, or your kind of service or product, and would also be able to benefit from buying from you. How cool does it sound to have people beyond your locality actually access your service, access your products, and also use what you're providing to the world? That would be awesome, right? So one of the trends in that regard would be global, taking your business global business, right? Doing going from just your locality to expanding globally. And how can you do that? There's this thing called Offshore Company Incorporation. Okay, Offshore Company Incorporation. If you've not heard about it, you want to go and look it up. All right, that is one way that you can leverage to improve your reach, the reach of your business, the prestige of your business in 2022. Okay, now, an offshore company incorporation basically has to do with you taking your existing business and incorporating it or registering it, in a foreign state too as well. For instance, the United States or the United Kingdom. That is very possible today from anywhere in the world, right? Now, is that exactly what your business needs at this point? I don't know because I don't know your business. But what I'm saying is one of the ways to improve your reach is to focus also on improving your reach globally, thanks to being able to do borderless business today. All right. And then one of the ways, the actual way you can do it is through offshore company incorporation. All right. So now you want to assess your own business, you want to assess your own brand and see whether or not it makes sense for you. If it does, you want to do it. Okay, now I don't know a scenario where it doesn't make sense, but if you claim that it doesn't make sense for your business, okay, maybe you can put it, at a future date. But the bottom line remains that if you want to actually take advantage of the borderless nature of business today, one of the things to look out for is offshore company incorporation. All right. Now, in countries like the US, countries like the UK, countries like Canada, countries like some other European countries, they are very welcoming to businesses. They understand the global nature of business today. And so, as a non resident, even as someone who's not a citizen, right, you can get company incorporation done in these countries. Okay, and I'm not speaking this out of something that um, I read in a blog post or what have you. This is something that we have a company that actually handles services clients in that regard. Okay, so we have been able to do it successfully over the past couple of months, right? For multiple clients. Okay, so it is something that you want to take a look at. All right. Now, what that would do for you is that it will expose you. First of all, it will attach some sort of global prestige to your name, to your business name. Imagine your brand, UK, your brand USA, your brand Canada, your brand Estonia, your brand Dubai, your brand, whatever it is, right? And you fit in the country there, right? It gives you this additional global prestige that you can smartly leverage to attract international business. Okay, because anybody who sees you as an entity who's registered in abroad, there's this level of, okay, this person seems to be more serious than the next guy, right? So it has that automatic global feel to it, right? First of all, and exposes you to an already new market. Now, interestingly enough, there's even more benefits, hidden benefits underneath the offshore company incorporation trend, right? There's even more benefits there. So one of it is the ability to have access to an offshore banking reserve. An offshore banking reserve. All right. Now, what does that mean? That simply means your local bank account today. You, as a business owner, can also have a business account in a foreign country to serve as your reserve or even as your operating account. It's very possible. Yes, it is possible. You do not have to travel. You do not have to be a citizen of that country. You just can get it done virtually, even. All right. And now your offshore banking reserve can serve as such a huge leverage to your business. I've had conversations with business owners who say things like, okay, hey, so I was looking to make a payment to a vendor abroad, but I really couldn't, given the several restrictions that apply, for instance, to a Nigerian business here. And, while I'm empathetic to that concern, the truth is we are living in such a borderless business, world, that such excuses or such concerns should no longer be excuses, rather, to do business, right? They're now solutions to those, concerns of the past. Maybe 5 years ago it was, it was super, super up there, valid, But today, the validity of such concern has reduced drastically. All right, and everybody has to evolve. Okay, now, second hidden benefit, right, of the offshore company incorporation trend. I'm going to explain why this is a trend. I'm going to explain, right? Second hidden benefit is international payment processing. International payment processing, right? How many of you have tried to charge someone, from abroad before? How many of you have tried to get a customer to pay you, and the troubles that comes with, right? You can knock off a lot of that as a business person, right? Just by incorporating your business abroad. That is very possible. Okay, that is very possible. You can knock off a lot of that just by incorporating your business abroad, because that gives you, courtesy of your offshore banking, that also gives you access to first world payment solutions. Okay, first world payment solutions, right out of the gate. Okay, and that to me is such a big plus. Now, here's why I think that the offshore company incorporation is going to be a growing trend in the coming year for entrepreneurs in Africa, especially. So, more often than not, we tend to be a bit slower to catch up to technology and evolving trends in Africa. But in this age today, we have more, way more, in their thousands, hundreds of thousands, African businesses who are getting more activated, more aware, right? More aware, more activated about the ability to do business globally. So what that means is it is going to automatically trigger their curiosity in terms of, okay, now I know it is possible to sell to anybody anywhere in the world. The question now is, how best do I go about that gives me more leverage? Okay, and they will begin to source for the best platforms, the best strategies to help them get that done. Okay, so it's only just normal. All right, it's only just normal. Now we know, even before we go into things like crypto, right, for payments and the rest of that, there's more awareness right now that you can build a global business. Even leveraging things like social media, for instance. Right now, today, anybody in the world can watch this, right? And we're streaming from different locations. Okay, nobody's going to click on this video and then it's going to just pop up and say, "Oh, hey, these people are streaming from one country," like that. Please do not watch this. No, there's no, limits. It's a borderless world out there. Okay, so courtesy of the present level of awareness, people are going to latch on to the concept of offshore company incorporation. Okay, as more businesses expand globally, that is going to become a growing trend. So you might want to take a look at that and see how you can position rightly. Okay, now the other trend that I see is the rise in what I call smarter algorithms. Smarter algorithms. So now this would pertain to you when it comes to marketing. Okay, smarter algorithms. Now, marketing platforms, advertising platforms that can help you get more reach and more sales, right, are going to be growing aggressively smarter. Every day that goes by, these algorithms are growing aggressively smarter. They are learning more about you. Okay, as their user base, are growing, and the activity rate on these platforms are growing, the algorithm is getting way more smarter. But now here's the thing. Here's the kicker, right? The algorithm is growing way more smarter, but it is only growing smarter for you. Okay? For you to take advantage of as a business person, for you to take advantage of. Okay? But if you do not take advantage of it, it necessarily doesn't even serve you. Right now, what kind of algorithms am I talking about? I'm talking primarily about a platform such as Facebook advertising, which of course is now Meta, advertising, right? Meta for business, right? So Facebook and Instagram advertising, that platform is becoming robustly smarter. The algorithm there is crazy. Okay, and the kind of information it is picking up on users, right, the kind of data point, the kind of touch point that it is picking up on users is very, very It's literally, it's very deep, right? It goes, the roots of it are, well, like it's completely very deep, right? And it touches across different aspects of a user's life, which you can leverage to better market your products. I'm going to explain a simple way that you can get this done. Let us assume that you took advantage of the first trend that I talked about, which was offshore company incorporation. Now, how this next piece, this next thing that I mentioned, which is taking note of how smarter the algorithms are growing in terms of advertising, how you can marry both is this. Let me give you an example. There is something called expat or foreign-based advertising. A lot of people miss this. Expat or foreign-based advertising. EXPAT or foreign-based advertising. Let me explain. Now, the concept of expat, the word expat is simply a native that isn't living in their country at the moment. They're probably living and working from some other country. So let's assume that you had a service that you wanted to sell. Now, leveraging the smart algorithms on platforms such as Facebook advertising, what you can do is you can set up an expert-based ad campaign that would target users, experts in a different country. But now you will be taking advantage of the cultural understanding to sell. So if I advertise today to a Nigerian, and let's assume that my ad copy or creative has some sort of pidgin English in it, they will be able to relate. Why? The cultural understanding is there, it's fundamental. Okay, and now with that, I can break into a new market, increase my reach, increase my sales by targeting expats, right? So Nigerians living in another country, and they're able to purchase my services, work with me, right? Not only, of course, not only because of the cultural, understanding, but I'm leveraging that. That is what being able to take this to, gives me. That it gives me that power, right? And not only can I target them, outside, they can also be able to pay comfortably for my services, courtesy of my offshore company incorporation, for instance, right? So you can target expats, right, living in another country, and guess what? You have begun, all of a sudden you started working with international clients. You started having international customers, use your products, use your service, right? And you can boldly say that, oh, hey, we are now like we global, right? Like we've taken ourselves out there into the world. Okay, so that's a smart way that you can leverage to implement this, right? So and while that can also help you break into the international market, the bottom line is it is going to generally just give you more reach, and of course that can translate to more sales. All right. I hope everybody gets that. So if you didn't catch the name, expert, EXPAT. So you can go look up expert advertising, how to advertise to experts, within the Facebook and Instagram ads platform. It would really, really help. Okay. So that's the second thing that I mentioned, right? Now the other type of ad campaign that I would see more would see being leveraged more is lead gen advertising. So lead generation advertising. All right. Now, what lead generation advertising does for you is that it can help you quickly grow an audience list really fast. Okay, it can help you grow an audience list really fast. Like you can go from zero to being ridiculously known just by using lead gen advertising. And now lead gen advertising can be so cheap, like super cheap. You can literally generate leads for as low as 30, 40, 50 naira a day um, using a specific kind of lead generation ads, depending on how it's set up. Right now, that amount can go way up as well, depending on how you set it up. But the truth is, it can quickly grow your audience. So even if you're just starting out with a new brand, please, you can literally create an offer and leverage the power of lead gen advertising to grow your audience base really fast. Okay, so that is one. Do I call it a hidden benefit now of the smarter algorithms? And these companies are working day and night, right, to improve these technologies, right? Improve how well the kind of data that it collects and how well this can be used, right? How well it matches it to actual users and the utility tool as well, right? Now, all of these things are being made for your use. You have to take advantage of them. All right. If you don't, you're leaving way more than you should be leaving, right, as a growing business. Okay. Now, another trend that would be increasing would is the concept of crypto payments. So enabling crypto payments in your business. Now, this can be a hot water topic, okay, or a hot water trend. But the truth is, remember I talked about the underlining baseline for this talk so far has been the fact that business can be done borderlessly today. Good. Now, being able to open up your business to accepting crypto-based payments literally could translate to increased business, especially from people who could not pay you before, or new users who are early adopters of technology who are more comfortable with that payment method, right? You just might never know. Okay, so international clients can work with you, right, using crypto payments, and it's super fast, super cheap too as well to implement, right? You can take advantage of platforms such as uh, Binance Pay, Coinbase Commerce to set up your crypto-based receipts too as well. I believe that Patricia Business is also something that is in the works to help you accept crypto payments. If that is something that you're looking to do as a way to expand your reach, increase your sales, right? Because the more you can integrate trending technologies, right, you attract two kinds of people: A, early adopters, right? And B, people who are looking to, do business with you, but we're experiencing some sort of constraint, in the past, right? So take note of that. That is something that we most likely would see a huge and increasingly higher volume of in 2022. Okay, now the final one that I'm going to mention tonight, right, is the concept of platforms, right? The concept of platforms. Okay, the concept of platforms, right? Now, the concept of platforms is simply the fact that you as a business today in your industry can become a platform. Okay, you can literally become a platform that services other businesses in your industry. Now, the concept of platforms is simply thinking from a position of how best can you leverage yourself? How best can you leverage your existing resources in your business to serve even more people? Okay. And now, white labeling is a concept that can help you become a platform today. Imagine if, in a world of web designers, you had a platform that other web designers could come and design for a fee. How crazy would that be? How fantastic, how great would that be as an addition to your business? Right now, sometimes you want to tread a bit carefully when it comes to leveraging labeling, because it is going to be done way more, right? Because it helps you gain more leverage and increase your skill, right? So um, that singular concept can give you more leverage. I just gave an analogy. Imagine if you were a web designer with access or with your own platform, such as a web designing platform, where other web designers in your space could come and leverage. Now, here's why white labeling can be very important. The truth is, you in an industry understand the pains of that industry the most. Okay, and while technology is disrupting every single thing possible, right? And well, not necessarily even disrupting, but more or less evolving these things. While it is doing this, the truth is, you too can also be a part. You don't want to sit on the fences, right? Or sit on the fence and then have somebody else who is completely even neutral to your industry come in and just innovate the entire thing, and then you have to pay them a fee, right? So you as a business in whatever industry you are today, you can think of a way, courtesy of white labeling, right? You can think of a way that helps you become a platform such that other businesses in your space can leverage you. Okay, and now just like Gifts put up there, thank you so much in the on screen. White labeling is simply a product or service, that is made by one other company and licensed out to you, and you can then further license it out to even more people. Okay, so I give an example, and I'm going to keep reverting to it. Right? I give an example. I said, imagine you were a web designer today, and possibly you had a white label web design building solution. Guess what? Not only would you still have your craft of web design, and your fantastic skill, you would also be able to earn more courtesy of your platform. Now, funny enough, your platform can also be as basic as a Facebook group, for instance. Yes, as basic as a Facebook group, right? Now, how's that possible? If you've been following the trend, Facebook is currently working on, if not currently in beta or released, it's a tool that enables groups, Facebook groups, right, to be monetizable. Like when I mean monetizable, super monetizable, almost like how Twitter has it now with their monetized icon in bios, right? Facebook is working on that, if not already released. Now, so your own white label solution can be a community that pulls together people in your industry. And that gives you increased visibility. And of course, you also somehow, it just kind of like translates to you being the go-to guy, the go-to gal in that industry. Just simply because you have a community, right? People always want to reach out to you first, right? And that could be a leverage point. Okay, so the whole concept of, I see white labeling more as a concept, right? Because it easily translates into the whole concept of becoming a platform, right? And every day I love to think about that because it helps me see more points of leverage, right? It helps me see more points of leverage that I can take advantage of because I don't want to just stay there and compete with everybody else. I'm also thinking day and night, okay, what is one thing that I can make, that I could leverage to even turn my competitors into customers, right? And white labeling can do that for you. Okay, white labeling can do that for you. Now, and funny enough, it applies in so many industries today, right? You can literally go look up a solution for your particular industry, and sometimes these white label solutions are not even well marketed. Really, they can just be some hidden product, some hidden service, some hidden solution somewhere, and you can just go pick it up and brush it up, and you promote. You promote it, right? So you want to heavily consider that. All right, because you are always looking for points of leverage. Now, here's one way that you can even, I mentioned the concept of Facebook groups. Yeah, good. Another angle to look at it is becoming a micro SaaS. I explain. So white labeling can translate into different branches. One of the ways that you can do that is leveraging white labeling to create a micro SaaS company. What that means is SaaS, that is software as a service. So you can get a software and license it out monthly and create subscription or recurring revenue with that too as well. Guys, it is expansive. All of these things I'm telling you, they are going to be heavily, heavily taken advantage of next year. Like I said, it doesn't mean they're not being taken advantage of. A lot of people are doing this and banking so much from it. So you have to just find a way. You don't necessarily have to even do all of it. You can pick one skill, pick another skill. It all, matters how well you are positioned. So I mentioned, I think 5 trends now, 5 tools, 5 strategies, right? Number one, offshore company incorporation. Number two, algorithms, advertising algorithms. I mentioned crypto payments. I mentioned white labeling. Okay, that's 4. But then, of course, there were hidden benefits of each one that I mentioned, in between, right? And I hope this will be very impactful for your business. I hope it is something that you take advantage of. And of course, let me know how it goes, whichever one that you're looking to explore more of. There's always content out there to support you. There's always a lot out there that you can leverage. I hope this has been very impactful. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you so much. Guys, here's my note, and it's quite all reading out. I mean, I wrote the stuff you were talking about down, where you talked about borderlessness, offshore company corporation, smarter algorithms, crypto payment platforms. And I have a couple of questions that I would love to ask because I'm learning on the go, and I'm not just here, moderating it. I'm learning on the go also. So, but I wanted to ask, like, someone who doesn't have a tech background, for most people who are listening, because that's one problem people want to mention anytime you talk about maximizing tech tools, maximizing opportunities. People want to say, but I don't have tech background, I can't do this. Even merely talking about building a website or an e-commerce store with seller, most people will tell you that they don't know how to do these things. It's so complicated. How do you think people who don't really have a tech background can leverage on all these opportunities that you just mentioned? Do they have to pay someone, or are there ways that simplifies the whole process for them?
Okay, that is a great question. So, two words. Go and look up the word no code, no hyphen code. If you struggle with anything technology related, just go and look up the word no code, no hyphen code, and it will expose you to a lot of expansive technologies that do not necessarily require you to be technical in nature, but you can take advantage of them simultaneously. The white labeling thing I mentioned is one of such examples. Most of the time, you may not necessarily have to be too technical. Sometimes you will have to be, but you can go Google the concept of no code, and it will get you what you need. You can also, if you can afford it, you can as well hire people who are more experienced in that space, because sometimes you might not have the wherewithal to be able to build stuff yourself. But I mean, if whichever one that works for you, depending on how best you are positioned, you can take advantage. But I know very, very well that the no code world is fantastic. A lot of opportunities in there. If you're not technical, you can go look up no code solutions.
Okay. So, guys, go look it up. No code. I've written that down also. Now, there was something I heard a couple of days or months ago about WhatsApp integrating crypto payment on the WhatsApp platform. I don't know. I think they've done better testing for a couple of countries, but I know it's yet to get here. But I don't know. How do you think people can leverage that? Most people, because that's one thing we see here in this side of the world, the easier the platform is, the more people here who wants to use the platform. WhatsApp is very easy to use. The same reason most people find it very difficult to integrate to move their products to a website where they can have it all listed out. They just prefer to sell on their WhatsApp status. That I don't advise that, but most people do this. Is the reality that we have people doing today. They just put the product on their status and they want people to buy. Now, WhatsApp wants to make it further easier for them by integrating crypto payment. And we know that crypto is not something that came and wants to go. It's something that has come to stay. Now, more people, every day we're going to have more people, more countries, more companies adopting crypto payment. So, do people who are listening here to us, small business owners, SMEs, do you advise them to take a crypto course, or you just advise them to always find someone to hire, or you just what's your advice to people who are listening to us regarding that?
Okay, so what I would say that always works for me is anything that you're not aware of that you want to be aware of, just go seek more information. There's always Google, right? So just go seek more information. Okay, always start from the place of learning, right? Figure out how you can learn about it to get yourself at least having a good grasp of the basics of whatever it is. So if it is accepting crypto payments, go and start from Google. How does accepting crypto payments work? How do you then settle it into a currency that you most likely prefer, right? How do you exchange that? So start with Google, okay, before you go hiring people. Start with Google. Then, of course, from there you can upgrade to courses if they are available. But most of the time, if you start with Google, mix that with YouTube, it's always a very good, it's a very good marriage, so to say, right? So just start with looking things up. But yes, the WhatsApp crypto features, of course, in beta, and I think it's a very good one. It would help. Remember when I talked about crypto payments for increasing the payment volume, and of course, expanding reach. That is exactly if WhatsApp, a big player, is making that integration. That should give you a sense that this has even gone beyond. just being a mere thing, right? This is some serious trend that they're looking that they've seen the numbers for and it's validated, all right, to build around. So yeah,
I'm just gonna ask one more question before. I'm just gonna ask one more question.
just a
I'm just gonna
question.
ask. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask one more question before I take a question on here. There's a question here, but the question I want to ask is, seller, you're part of the
Yeah,
team, right?
yeah.
So, how can that benefit small business owners? What can they do with it? What are the advantages of using the platform? How can they easily integrate their business to the platform?
Great, 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 great. So, Seller, that is seller.co. It's a very amazing platform. Now, with Seller, any business today can monetize to anyone, anywhere in the world. So you can take your service-based business and productize it on Seller. You can even start a digital products business that can reach anybody, anywhere in the world on Seller. So all you do is go create an account, for instance, right? And you upload your products, your digital products, services, ebooks, courses, what have you, and anybody in the world can access it and pay for it, and you get your funds settled to your local account. How cool is that, right? So you can take your existing service-based business and productize it just by using seller.co. The link again is selar.co. It is an amazing platform. Okay, but then if you have existing products, maybe you just have an ebook that is around something that your business cares about, you can sell that, you can monetize that on Seller, right? You can host it on there. You can host your files that you have such a robust size of hosting. You can host it on there on the professional account. Yes, that is the website there on the screen. You can host it on there and get access to such an international market. We're even working on a new feature, the affiliate feature, the affiliate marketplace that will enable your products to get seen by tens of thousands of people on a daily basis. All right. And these people can interact with your products and also purchase from you. Okay. So we're building a lot of tools there to help you sell even more online. It is literally the best way to sell your digital products online today. Okay.
I'm aware there's a free plan and then there's a paid plan.
Yes, 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 there is. So the free plan gets you access to the base features, right? Even including some very stellar integrations such as Facebook ads and Google algorithms, right? You can run Facebook ads and still track it to your seller store. Then the pro account, the pro version is more focused on advanced integrations and courses, right? So you can host full-on courses there, ebooks. You can host it within the seller platform. So people would buy your course and watch your videos within the seller platform. These videos, these ebooks and stuff are non-downloadable. So you can't, no one is coming to steal your work or any of that. So your IP is protected, right? And of course, anybody anywhere in the world can get access to it too, as well.
Okay, thank you so much for. Okay, thank you so much for so much information that we've received today. Guys, we're gonna leave this here. The replay is gonna be available here, so you can share the link with other people who couldn't join, and you can come back and listen to them again, get the point out. But we want to say thank you so much, okay, for the value that you've given here today, for the information that we received from you here today. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure
My
to
pleasure.
have you here, and this is not the last time we're going to be having you here.
Of course, I'm always happy to come back.
All right, so thank you so much. We'll just let you go. And while I just give a couple of announcements before you go off, you can go off now, but I just make a couple of announcements for the guys here. So thank you so much for that. So guys, it's been such a pleasure to host okay here, and I'm so glad that we could connect live here on the platform today. So now, but before you go, I want to tell you about something that is coming up on this platform again. This coming, okay, just hold on. I think I have it here. this is coming up here on this platform on Monday. We are going to be having a special section that is for business owners. Business owners, how you can create a blueprint for your business, for your brand, and it's going to be free. It's going to be free for everyone joining on Monday. So it's going to be free. All right. So just hold on. Let me pull up the information for you and where you can get access to the link. So here. Okay. So this is it here. All right. Yeah. So on Monday, we're going to be having a special section that is called 2022 Business and Brand Blueprint. Now, we're going to be having a couple of guests join us on this stream, but it's going to happen on Monday, 9 p.m. here. And the scope of the section is you learn how to put your attention on the thing, where to put your attention on in 2022 as a business owner. Where should you put your attention? What are the things that are going to be thriving? What are the different ways, the different tools that people would be using to scale their business? So this class is just meant to help you craft out a plan for your business in 2022. And we're going to have a brand consultant join us on the stream on Monday. And we're going to also talk about what tools you can use and how to scale your brand in the coming year. So I want to encourage you to join on the stream. You can see the link there. Just take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of. Okay, let me move this here. Take a screenshot of the link, and it's going to be free. It's going to be free for everyone joining. I'm not sure about the replay, but the section is going to be free. So just take a screenshot of, and I'm going to post the link straight to the Telegram community. So if you're not part of the Telegram community, just make sure you join us there, because that is where we put all the links for every section that we have here. So guys, that is it. That is the announcement for today. And make sure you subscribe. Click the subscribe button on the YouTube and hit the like button so you can always, and turn on notifications so you can always get notification when we are live. So guys, take the screenshot of the link, register seller.co/bxfq. All right. But if you don't get that, just join the Telegram community. I'm going to be posting. Where's the link? Hold on. Let me put the link to the Telegram community here. So I'm going to be putting that on the Telegram community, the link. So just make sure you join. This is a link to the Telegram community. So join the Telegram community. So whenever we go live, you can always get the link that we are sharing. So guys, I don't know if anyone has any other question before we sign out for the night. So make sure you click the subscribe button on the YouTube, hit the like button, share the link of this video. Okay, I talked about borderlessness. It's talked about offshore company incorporation. It's talked about smarter algorithms. It's talked about crypto payment for your business, and it's talked about the concept of platforms, how you can go into white labeling for your product, for your business, your service, what you do, how you can use that to scale your business in the coming years. So that is the highlight of what was communicated today. So guys, we're going to be calling it a night right here, right now. But the link, the replay is still going to be up, and it's still going to be up for you to listen and watch. So thank you so much for joining today. I hope you have got a lot of values from this class today. Thank you so much. Okay. I think for most people who joined us late, they didn't get the information because I'm getting a couple of questions from people why Liberty didn't show up today. So we started off the class by saying that he couldn't join us today because of now Liberty was supposed to talk about we're supposed to talk about evolving technology and trends in finance, in crypto, metaverse, NFTs, etc., on how young Africans and African businesses can actually profit from it. This is what Liberty was supposed to talk about, but he couldn't join us today because of certain reasons that was beyond control. So that is why Liberty could not join us, and we passed that information in the beginning at the beginning of the class, but most people joined late, so they didn't get it. So, but we're going to be rescheduling this class, this particular class, and I think it is an area that every young person needs to listen to, every African needs to listen to. So, evolving technology and trends in finance, crypto, metaverse, NFTs, and how young Africans and African businesses can benefit from the opportunity. So, we're going to be rescheduling the class, but the link is going to be put on the Telegram community. You can see the Telegram community link there, and the link will be put there, and it's going to be streamed live here on YouTube too. So that's why you have to subscribe and join the Telegram community so that when the update for the class is rescheduled, you can get the information. So that's it for those people who are asking why Liberty didn't come up. So he couldn't come up today, but we are rescheduling his class because it's a very important one. So thank you so much, guys, and do have a lovely night. Do have a good night.